loud you're talking. So,
True.
yo, what's up, Don?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all feeling?
Good, good.
All right. How you feeling?
It's a little on a lamb right now, but trying to get it back together, you know.
Okay. Okay, nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. And now, the show's about to start, 7 o'clock. All right, fellas, I'll start it off. I'm going to put you on mute now. You're making a little bit of noise. All right, what's up, everybody? How you doing? This is Aaron Redmond's friends and family in the Zoom live on the YouTube. And I am happy to be here today. I got my nephew Don hitting somewhere, and my boy Rob that I used to ride the 100 with, you know what I'm saying? And let me just tell you today, man, it's a good topic for me. Marriage 2021. What's it like? Could there be? Is it a real thing? Why should I? You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of questions. But I'm not married. There's a reason why I'm not married. You know what I'm saying? One of the reasons is I just haven't found anybody cooperative enough or without a whole lot of things going on in their life. You know what I mean? I'm 53. You know what I mean? You're finding a woman with no kids is hard enough. But then finding a woman who's my age with small kids, it's still happening, you know what I mean? So, and I don't have any kids. I'm single, you know what I mean? I just want a cooperative woman. All the women I've ever had, they always wanted to be the boss. They always wanted to run things. And I feel like, we're supposed to be in a partnership. It's not, and I wouldn't even say a partnership. We kind of got a contract together that we're going to stay together and make sure that we're both happy in our lives. Not happy, but I'm supposed to make myself happy, but you're supposed to help along. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be the downer of my life. You know what I mean? So, but I've ran into women who believe that they're supposed to be the downer and the hater of your life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, and now that I'm older, I don't even feel the need to get married because I don't want children no more. You know what I mean? So marriage has a lot of different changes for me than I was young. When I was young, I wanted to have children. I wanted to have a wife. I wanted this big family. It never happened. It never came to fruition. But some because of me. A lot of it was because of me too. But a lot of it was because of who I was hooking up with, who I was trying to date and see if they were the one. You know what I mean? Because I just chose those type of women that just didn't fit what I want. Because a lot of times what I ran into is women who always told me what I got to do for them. But they never had to do anything for me. It was almost like, as long as I give you some coochie, shut up. And that's not good enough for me, yo. I can't do that. I can't have another brother in the house who gives me coochie, yo. That's like having another man in the house give me coochie, yo. I don't know. I can't. I need a feminine woman. I need someone feminine, and I need somebody who likes me, who likes men, who don't think a man is a problem. You know what I mean? I don't run into that, man. Every time I date, the first thing I hear is her ex and her baby daddy. There's never just, I'm happy and I want to be happy with you. It's none of that. It's always, I got to solve some problem. You know what I mean? I got to pay for something. I'm like, I ain't doing that. I'm good. I keep my own money. I'm happy by myself. I can get coochie. That's easy to get. It ain't hard. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, why is a wife harder to get than it is to get coochie? I don't understand. But Rob will talk on it. I'm gonna let Rob talk. Go ahead, Rob.
All right. First, I'm going to start off with, say for instance, you find someone that is exactly the same age as you. So you say you find another 53-year-old woman out there. So if we do the math, you're talking about someone who roughly is probably dated for the last 35 years or so. you are dealing with 35 years of baggage and
Yes.
drama, and you unfortunately are going to have to pay for the mistakes of 3.5 decades worth of men that messed up. So, when you don't call them back when they're expecting to, or if you're 5 minutes late or whatever, your minds will start thinking about some dude from high school or some dude from college or something like that. Also, um, the times we're living in now makes it harder for dating just because, like, I know last week I told you guys I got married in 99. Well, guess what? In 99, cell phones were out, but like 10% of people had. So you didn't have, you know, those distractions going on. You go on a date now with somebody, your cell phone is out on the table, their cell phone is out on the table. And, back in the day, you could communicate easier. People don't know how to communicate face to face anymore because we spend half our time texting and stuff like that. Also, social media wasn't out in the late 90s. So you didn't have that poison, not necessarily when I say poison people's mind, not necessarily in a negative way per se, but you get before people could get their extra information from friends or people from the job or church or whatever. Now they have 1,000 different people on the internet telling them how they should be running their relationship. So I think it's so much harder. Like my two of my brothers who were married for years are divorced right now. And I'm honestly saying that I doubt either one of them. The one these are Milton Hershey folks. The one that's 56, I'm telling you, he's never going to marry again. And my oldest brother, who's 61, I'm telling you, he's not going to marry again. And it's not because they can't find somebody. An eligible bachelor that's got themselves together can shake a tree. Forgive me, this sounds ignorant, but you can shake a tree and you can, you know, find a woman that'll fall into your lap or whatever like that. But it's so much drama out there. And they say, you know what, I'm good. Like same way you just said in your intro, or how you're good, they are good living in their own place that they don't have to answer to nobody, call somebody back or whatever like that. If they want to go on a date, they can, but I doubt very seriously that at this point in their life they're ever gonna get married again.
You know what it is? I think one of the reasons why I was so cautious and in the behavior of the woman I was with, you know what I'm saying? Because it costs us a lot of money to get divorced. It costs men money.
Oh yeah.
Let's just face it. When you get divorced, when you leave a woman, you don't just leave for free. You know what I mean? When you get a divorce, it costs you money. If there's children, it's going to cost you money with the kids. You got to help her along the way. You know what I'm saying? Because she's going to have, whether y'all split the bills or not, you're going to have to pay toward her well-being when she leaves. You know what I'm saying? There's just a lot of things. There's just so much to lose for a man. You know what I'm saying? And I think that sometimes it seems like they don't care. They feel like, you know what? You just a check, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them just treat you like a check. And I'm like, nah, but it takes more. You got to do more. You got. Okay, let's say I am a check because we married, right? What are you? What are you doing? Like for me, I'm not having kids. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to have kids for me. So what are you bringing me besides all the expectation? What are you bringing me? You know what I mean? And a lot of females just don't. They say stuff like, I'm bringing you peace and love and happiness and joy, and they don't bring that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like, I don't know. The marriage 2021 is hard, man. It's hard. I wish it wasn't hard because I love women. I mean, I love women, man. You know what I'm saying? I look. I love her so much when I go to bed, one of the last things I do is think about a woman. You know what I'm saying? But look. When I wake up, right? When I wake up and I get out of bed and do my thing, first thing I think about is, damn, if I had a good woman and shit, yo, I probably would do the taste a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They're always there. I think that's just the way we're made. You know what I mean?
I think that just makes you a man.
Yeah, that's just the way we're made, right? But here's the problem, right? I think that somewhere along the line, someone figured that out and tried to use it against us, yo. I'm telling you, man, it doesn't. It feels like now it doesn't feel like a partnership with women. Like it feels more like it feels like I gotta treat them like my boy. You know what I mean? Like they don't matter that much. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you gotta. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, man. I can't speak on everybody else's experience. I don't know. What is it like for you to be married, Rob?
Look, I love it. I keep in mind, I before my brother's divorce, they were my role models. My own parents, they divorced in their, I'm trying to think, in my early 20s, they divorced. So at least they were married for the early parts, the formative parts, sort of like that. But seeing your siblings do it, you say to yourself, you know what? Like, I could do that too. You know what I'm saying? So even when we started having, I think I told you guys last week that everyone in my wedding party who were married before us got divorced over the last 2 decades and stuff like that. And these were people that, me and my wife admired and looked up to because they were family members. And so, you kind of scratch your head and say, wow, it's like these people, they got it together financially and they seem to be decent people. But at the end of the day, like they couldn't make it work. Like, what chance do we have? You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got their bread, we ain't got the things I thought that were important, obviously wasn't as important as I thought it was because it didn't save their marriage. So, you know, again, I tell people all the time it's the best decision I ever made. I could not see myself out there right now being single because I I would be so used to it. I've been so used to I've been married for almost half my life. That being said, if I were to come home today or tomorrow and find a Dear John letter on the mantle, I don't think I can get married anytime soon because I've invested so much time in meeting this other family that, my wife's family, the parents who both passed during our marriage and all the nieces and nephews. Like, I don't think I could step through the door and put that much time in. I would probably at least have to sit out for 5 or 6 years or so before I could think about getting married again, just because like I just can't see putting in all the time all over again. When I did it the first time when I was 25. And again, that's not saying I would never get married again. I was just saying that I just don't know if I could do all that I did. Because I was that extra dude. I was the dude that could go over the in-laws house and do stuff, because I was so tight with everybody.
You were
So
family oriented
yeah.
already.
Look, I was that dude, what I'm saying? I took that proudly, on my shoulders and stuff like that. But I just know if I were to wake up tomorrow single, it would be so difficult. And then at 47, I still think I can pick a 35-year-old off the street. Problem is that 35-year-old still wants. Does she handle kids yet? She's trying to have one. She's trying to have that last kid before that clock expires. And I got 3 kids, and that ain't happening. So that pushed me into a higher echelon of age when it comes to women. And so, I would prefer a younger person if I could help it. Not to saying, there ain't no nice looking people my age or like that. I'm saying, like most of us, if we were given an opportunity to pick, we would probably pick somebody a little bit younger.
I ain't gonna lie, I dated a few young chicks, man. No. Them chicks is crazy, man. The lifestyle is so different, man. It's crazy different, the lifestyle, man. And what the young ones think about and believe about and all that kind, man, no. All I can say is no. It's fun sexually. After that, nah. No, because a lot of young girls, they have no sense of commitment at all, or any of that. They're just having fun doing their thing, and you know, just a different culture, man. It's a totally different culture. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna keep the show moving. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna make it all about me. I see Andre's here. So Andre, what's up, man? I'll get back. I'll get back to you. I just wanted to say what's up to my twin. And yo, what's up? Don Casual, Don. You know, Don the man. What's up, man? How you doing, man? How you doing today?
I'm all right, just chilling, man. Just chilling, man.
Yeah, I know you're a little down because of your situation, man. But you know what? You just gotta keep your head up. You know, man. I when I was looking, I believe me, y'all. Took me a year to find one, dog. Took me a year. But so how's you doing? How's your marriage going? Well, I ain't gonna ask you how the marriage going. I know your marriage is fine, but what's marriage 2021? What's that mean to you, man? How's that to you? What's it like to be married in 2021, brother?
Cool to me, man. People mislead what marriage is. You hear about the love, you hear about take all that out the sex, take all out of the window. You need one thing in marriage, and that's communication. That's it. That has to be number one. If you can't tell the person you lay next to every single thing that you need to say, then it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You gotta be able to tell the person you lay next to you everything. I mean, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's indifferent. It's communication and compromise. Compromise too, as well, as high as communication is. Mm-hmm. You're not always going to get your way. In a marriage, you're going to get 80-20. That's me and my wife's favorite number. 80-20 is what you're going to get in a marriage. 80% of your needs are going to get filled. The other 20%, you got to figure it out for yourself. Mm. So you're going to get that, period. You're going to get 80% of your needs going to get filled. The other 20%, it's minor stuff. It's bullshit, So when it comes down to it, me and my wife, we have perfect communication. Well, not perfect, but we have communication to where we understand each other's language.
You know what else I noticed, man? I noticed that you guys cooperate with each other a lot. There's like a lot of cooperation going on.
You have, but and again, in the beginning, it was two dominant people trying to control the relationship. My wife, when I met her, she had a son. She wasn't playing no games. My wife is older than I am, so she definitely wasn't playing no games. I'm 20 years old when I meet my wife. She's 25 with a 6-year-old son. So ain't no games being played. And I'm a 20-year-old young man. She looking at me like, oh nah, brother. Nah, brother. You're single. You haven't even experienced life yet. What the hell do you want to, what I'm saying? What do you want? You know what I mean? Kind of deal. So I had to show her that I was responsible. I had to show that I could communicate, and I had to show her that I wasn't for the games. So after I showed her those three things, then she let me in, emotionally and everything. Our relationship has always been fine. But then you had, the people, her siblings who didn't like me because I wasn't like them. I wasn't Joe. I refused to be around you smiling, knowing behind your back that I hated your guts. Mm-hmm. So that wasn't me. I wasn't raised that way. I was raised to tell them how I felt. Mm-hmm. So yeah, some of the siblings had a problem with that. And then some of the other people, I was cool. We cordial. Mm-hmm. I was saying, So, and then, in-laws, take it with a, grain of salt, because in-laws are in-laws.
That's the thing, man. The in-laws are the hardest part, I think, because they try to get involved.
They try to run the marriage. That's what they're trying to do.
And that's why you have to have communication. Mm-hmm. Me and my wife, it took us a while to understand each other's communication, because again, my communication is not hers and vice versa. So when I say understand her communication, it's understanding her language, how she feels about certain things. I have to understand how she feels. Before I even ask her a question, I should assess the question I'm going to ask. How's she going to feel about that? How's she going to feel about this? You know, what is she is and not willing to do? You know, like I can't speak for her. Like for instance, someone asked me, "Yo, man, can you ask your wife to go do this, that, and the third?" Oh, no, she gonna do it. Don't worry about it. I can't do that. I have to ask her how she feels about doing something. And a lot of times that communication is not there. So that's why a lot of fights get started. You know, beforehand, I ain't gonna lie, I used to do that all the time. Yeah, my wife can do that for you, no problem. I go talk to her. I'm not doing that. I didn't agree to do that. You agreed for it. I didn't get a chance to answer the question myself. And then vice versa, same thing with me. I tell her I didn't agree to that. How you gonna have me go do that? And I didn't say I was gonna do that. I'm sorry. Well, the hurry told that to you. You better tell them no. We're gonna curse the hell out. Curse the hell out. Old school style, you know what I mean? So to me, you know, I've been with my wife since I was 20 years old, and I'm 41 now. So more than half my life I've been with my wife. More than half of my life. We've been married 19 years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So again, we had our trials, tribulations as well, but as of right now, we have been in a great spot, you know. Now, granted, we have little tips here and there, you know, but it's just like it's who took the last orange juice in the refrigerator kind of tips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of tips that we usually have. The ones that don't make no sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Why you need a rug? Why you need a rag on top of the damn stove? Kind of tips. You know, the dumb stuff. It's dumb stuff.
Quick question for you, Don. How does your friends and family see your marriage? Like, because you guys got 19 years under your belt, are you guys put up on a pedestal, or is like, you know, and
like everybody else, everybody seen us argue, everybody ever seen us laugh and joke. We don't hide certain things. Some things we do hide because it's private, but other things, no, we're open. You know, you ask us a question, you know, we'll answer it honestly. You know what I'm saying? We as far as my marriage goes, I don't know how people see our marriage. So like Aaron said, you know, he's been married for a while. Aaron's been there, Andre's been there as well in the beginning, you know. So they can tell you more about what they see than what they don't see, or what they think our marriage is. But for the most part, what you see is what you get. You know, we're as honest as possibly can be, and we're not going to pull any punches. And that's how I was raised. So that's and for my wife, that's how she was raised as well. So within saying that, we're not gonna give you the Saturday night movie special, you know, what you see on TV. We're not gonna give you that, but we are gonna be as authentic to our characters and our characteristics, you know.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Now, Rob, how long have you been married though?
22 years.
22 years, okay.
And you know, like I feel before the reason why I asked the question is a friend from high school, when I had announced 20 years one day on Facebook, you know, she was like, you know, you and my wife's name is Shayna. So you and Shayna are like the gold standard, because, you know, it looks like you guys are get along with each other, and there's no drama and stuff like that. And I had never thought about it that way. Like I never, you know, people. I never thought that the people who had 10 years or 5 years looked up to people who had been married longer, just because, let's face it, I think Aaron, you put out last week about the stat about, you know, the successful marriages percentage or whatever like that. So, and again, I'm the person that's got siblings all around me, as well as my parents and my wife's parents, who all got divorced and stuff like that. So we see it. You know, this isn't something like, oh, we don't know anybody divorced. Like, no, you know, everybody around us has gotten divorced. So when I think, you know, like, you know, I would love to take a bow or pat myself on the shoulder, stuff like that. But, you know, we as a family, we've had other things go on that has kept us grounded. You know what I'm saying? I think without going too deep, our first couple of kids were sick. And so it's like that refocuses you when you are in a helpless situation, darn near living at children's hospital, stuff like that. It didn't allow us to have outside
Same,
distractions.
the same thing happened to us when our youngest son was born. That's how we were. Almost his first year of being born, we were at the hospital almost every day. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I understand it.
it keeps you focused. You know what I'm saying? Like you would be and then also too it shows you the character of the person you're married to. Like
Mhm.
this person's a warrior. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I know for a fact, like some of these other women would have crumbled if they would have had to deal with the stuff that we went through for the first like 7, 8 years. You know what I'm saying? And at no point was she ever like snapping or like, yo, how do we deal with this? Or I can't deal with, like, some people bounce. Like, y'all think I'm kidding.
Mhm.
Some people bounce when the times aren't, times are too rough. And
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it myself. I've seen people bounce when times got rough.
you know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So, I had a warrior in my camp, and we had a lot going on. Like, we both were. Her father was a cop. My father was a cop. Like, we were both mistake children who parents had them later on in life. So it's like we had a lot in common from the beginning. We way before we ever had kids, stuff like that. So I think having somebody that's not, there's no drama, and like, I'm not gonna tell you my marriage is perfect, but there's no drama, in this household right here. There's no, sneaking off, taking phone calls. There's no craziness. My wife overheard me, and then she pulled up her cell phone and started to, like, she's chatting. But, but for
See,
real, I mean,
that's us. Like I can go to my wife's cell phone right now, look in it because I have the code and she has my code, and there's nothing to hide. There are no hidden folders. There's no hidden phone somewhere in the house that has excess of numbers in it, nothing like that. We're open.
now I'm saying all this stuff now, and also we're gonna do a meeting in 5 months, and I'm gonna be crying in my beard, talking about she left at me. I was playing for all these years. So, but right now I'm in the dark, and I think everything is great, and hopefully, if we don't hear a year from now, 5 years from now, I'm gonna still be selling the story that everything's working great and stuff like that. So I can only go by right now that everything is cool.
Yeah. Well, you can't celebrate the life you don't have. Celebrate the life you have. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, Andre Redmond, what's up, bro? What's up, man? I know you got a lot to say about marriage, bro. I've been through some of your marriages, bro.
Yeah.
I felt bad every time, man. I felt bad every time. I was like, good Lord. I think I didn't get married, tell you the truth. I think you are the reason I was like, nope.
Oh,
Yeah, I did get an example though. Then that boy, I'll
You
tell
gave
you.
me an example, bro.
Yeah. The first, yeah, I tell you, I got two divorces, and I remember the first marriage, with my daughter. That was good. I remember I was going away to Iraq, and we got no away to Desert Storm. We got married before that. She was pregnant and everything, so. But we had met, we had broke up, and then we had just got back together right before I left for Desert Storm. And she got pregnant, and then we got married. It was cool. When I came back home, it was to a new baby, new wife, and new apartment. So everything was new when I came back, so that wasn't too bad. But the thing is, like, after the marriage, so far in the marriage, it just got bad. It got really volatile. You know what I mean? Like, but mom, you never hit a woman. You know what I mean? But the one thing I never knew that a woman would hit a man. That blew my mind. Do you know what I mean? Blew my mind. So at about the fourth time, it wasn't like just slap in the face. It was straight cold cock. You know, the one time she hit me so hard I was in a chair. You know, I fell out the chair. You know what I mean? So that about that time, that was like the fourth or fifth time. By that time, I was like, you know what? And I just beat the mess out of it. You know what I mean? We was in our early 20s. And I remember we had my daughter in because when I came back from the other storm, you know, my daughter was born. So it was just crazy, man. It was just a crazy time, you know. So, and I remember we get into it from time to time, and I was like, this is crazy. You know what I mean? This is just a crazy marriage. I remember one time me and her were playing, and my daughter, you know, we was playing, she was like 1.5 then. She ran between two of us, tried to push us apart and was crying. And I was like, you know what? This ain't a marriage. I'm done trying to fix it. I was like, I will not have my daughter thinking this is the way a marriage should be. Time to get divorced. You know what I mean? So at that time, I was like, yeah. But the thing was crazy about it too is, you know,
you like that a little
she
bit.
was that, and
We lost you a little bit. We lost you a little bit.
Oh, I was like, oh yeah. I said, after my daughter broke us up, thinking we was fighting, we was just playing. I said, okay, it's time to get a divorce. It's time to, because I don't want my daughter to think this is a marriage. You know what I mean? Because it's how marriage should be. Because it ain't. And you trying to fix somebody, sometimes you trying to change things for the better can make you for the worse. You know what I mean? Because some mothers ain't changing. You know what I mean? So then
you can't fix them.
You can't fix them. So then, but the bad part too was when she was good and changing for the better, I had changed for the worse. And then by the time I had changed for the better, she had went back to the worse. You know what I mean? So it was like we could never get right back on the same page. It was always back and forth. You know what I mean? So then eventually what we did was she suggested we go to a marriage counselor. And I was like, but I was like, I want to save my marriage. I want to have my family. Because, our father was never around there. So, I was like, I'm going to keep my family. And we went to a marriage counselor, made sure it was a female. And when we first started, it was all about me, what I was doing wrong. Okay, whatever. I think it's kind of dumb, but I want to save my marriage. I'm going to change. I'm going to do what I got to do. Boom, got it done. We went back 2 weeks later. Then it was her turn. You know what I mean? So then the thing she had to change, other stuff. She had to change some things. And then what happened with that was she ain't like what the lady had to say. She wrong, all that stuff, and stop going.
That's almost
yeah, I said, and then when that happened, I was like, it's over. Can't be with a person that can't be wrong. No matter if you're a woman with a man or a man with a woman, you cannot be with them if they can't be wrong. Or if they stop going to marriage counseling. Because the one you stop going, it's over. You can't work it. You can't fix it. So that was done. You know what I mean? I was like, that was done. And I was ready to get divorced. I was done. I got a divorce done. And it was the greatest thing ever because now I got peace of mind. Everything's cool. See my daughter on the weekends and I had some time during the week, take her to school. So it's fine. And actually, we act a little bit more better toward each other after that. You know what I mean? Then, going back and forth through the years. But then what happened was with the second wife, you know what I mean? I got married again. That was wild because we got married within like 3 months. That was crazy. So about 3 months we already married. That was crazy. But we said what we wanted and everything. Everything was fine. Then after we got married, it just like what we agreed to, you know what I mean? She said, we got to change it because now I'm your wife. I said, no. I said, well, I would have never married you if this would have been like that. You know what I mean? But I was like, okay, well, let's try to get this thing going. You know what I mean? The same thing, man. Like, but she had to have her way, you know what I mean? Then I was trying to get my way because I was like, ain't nobody going to, for me, like, for a woman, for me, I'll let you walk beside me, but you ain't going to walk in front of me. You ain't going to run the show. I'm a man at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But I love you like I love my own body, and you're supposed to love me the same. We're supposed to be, communicate, be equals. You know what I mean? But she just had to be in charge, and I wasn't having it. You know what I mean? And that was just it. Then we went back and forth on a lot of things, and then same thing, marriage counselor. We said, but we never hit each other though. That was we wasn't all that craziness. You know what I mean? We was just argumentative, and then after a while we had to go see a marriage counselor, and same thing, make sure it was a woman, you know what I mean, and saw the people, and then of course I was first again, you know what I mean. So okay, I gotta just change these things. Let me make sure I'm not carrying no baggage from the first marriage into this one, and make sure everything's cool, which I didn't think I was, but you just never know because someone's looking from the outside in. So, so that was good. And then uh, two weeks later, around 2 weeks later, the next week, I remember now it was her turn. Same thing. I don't believe what they're saying. I don't know why he feels this way. That don't make no sense. He's a man, all this great stuff. So I'm like, well, I think the thing you said was stupid too, but I'm willing to make a marriage work. So I'm willing to change and make you feel better. You know what I mean? But when it came to my turn, it wasn't like that. So and after that, I was like, we try to keep on going. After that, it just ended. You know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? Told me to leave. I was like, oh, I'm out. You know what I mean? You ain't got to tell me. That was the second time. You told us, he maybe had to choose between, there was some incident that had to do with family and stuff. It made me choose between my daughter and her. And I was like, oh, I'm out. You know what I mean? And I just rolled out. And we got back as friends for a little bit, but it just didn't work out. And, and then that was it. But as bad as the marriage was, one, we didn't really know each other like that. But two, I should have never married her and I always blame the second marriage, totally on my fault. Because I asked God before I even asked her, is this the woman for me? And he told me no. And I went and did it anyway. So who's to blame? I can't blame her. You know what I mean? I asked, he told me, and I just kept going. You know what I mean? So everything the bad would happen, everything. With my house, everything that, I got rid of my house to go with her place, get her place paid for, all that stuff. All the stuff that I lost, you know what I mean? 401k, fixing her house up, all that stuff that I lost. A lot of money and a lot of time. And my own house, I blame it on myself. Because I prayed, asked him, he told me no, and I just did it anyway. So that's how I feel about the second marriage. First one was just crazy. Yeah, second one, I blame that on myself because I asked God, and he told me no, and I went with it anyway. So, and that's how I feel about it. So when it comes to marriage, you gotta have communication and what you agree upon. You don't break. Like, you agree upon before you get married, you don't break after you get married.
Don't switch up on that, yeah.
That makes people just, it's gonna be over quick, And I just tell people, it's like, don't try to always be the boss. Like, just help out and do things, you know what I mean? And you know me, I cook, wash dishes, I cook for work, whatever. You know what I mean? The first marriage, when my daughter was born, I'd be working sometimes, stay out to the next day at work, being out all day. And the first marriage, sometimes I work 16, most times working 16-hour days in the wintertime, all winter. So when I would come home, I made sure my daughter's mom didn't have to get up at night. I made sure she got a full night's sleep. My daughter got up, I was up with her, walking around doing everything. Cause with kids in the house, just because she's the wife and she at home with the kids, that's a job. You know what I mean? That's a job, and you know what I'm saying. So, I knew what that was. So I made sure I helped her in all types of ways. You know what I mean? So that's but that's what you're supposed to do in a marriage. You're supposed to work together and everything, and that just wasn't happening with me and these two women. So, and I think for me, man, peace of mind is a long way for me. It's the main thing for me is peace of mind. You know what I mean? Now that I'm single, like I don't even entertain you pretty much if you get on my nerves, if you how you put like the honeymoon stage supposed to be the honeymoon stage. You know what I mean? If you can't even get past the honeymoon stage without us having a little dilemma, then you got to go. Because I already been through hell enough. You know what I mean? I'm not going, you know what I mean, to the thing. Because I remember, at the second marriage, man, we would got on each other's nerves. She was losing her hair. You know what I mean? Her hair was falling out, the second marriage. And y'all remember, and I remember my daughter and her mom was going crazy, and then me and my second wife was getting divorced. And I got to the point where, like I tell the story all the time, it felt like somebody was actually stabbing me in the chest every time I ate or drank something. And I would actually bend over almost come to tears. And later on, I was crying every time I hit the floor. I stopped drinking and eating for a little bit, as less as possible. I went to the doctor, couldn't find anything. Took me to a specialist, see what's going on. They put me to sleep, put a tube down my throat, ain't find a damn thing. So then that's when I prayed again. And God said, well, you need to volunteer to go to Iraq. And I was like, you know what? That's where I'm going, because I knew if I stayed, I was going to die, because it just kept on getting worse and worse. You know what I mean? Nobody couldn't find anything wrong. So I know family was really upset. My friends' family was really upset. Even my daughter, she was crying, wanted me to stay. I was like, I got to go. Because I damn sure ain't going to not disobey him this time. You know what I mean? My thing was jacked up.
Only man I ever knew that had to go to war to get some peace.
Yo, and I went to the war zone. When I got to the war zone, man, within 2 days, my chest felt better. I was eating and drinking, no problem within 2 days of me being in the war zone. I called back to my daughter, she started arguing with my mom, and my chest seized up. And that's when I learned that all that was stress. All that came from stress. So I actually had to go to a war zone to get peace of mind. You know what I mean? And it saved my life going to a war zone. So when I came back, you know, me and my second wife got divorced and everything, and her hair stopped falling out too. So she had a whole thick hair. She's Puerto Rican. She had a whole thick head of hair. You know, her hair stopped falling out and everything. So you're like, you know, that stress ain't no joke. Stress is a killer. That's when I learned. And I learned that, you know, the marriage, man, you gotta help each other out. You gotta be by each other's side. You don't have your arguments and everything, but you shouldn't be vengeful. You shouldn't be vengeful in your arguments. You know what I mean? Or I'm gonna get this son of a bitch, or I'm gonna get this bastard. You know what I mean? Because, you know, they made me angry, and that's never gonna work out. You know what I mean? And damn sure don't put your hands on each other. That's a wrap. Do not put your hands on each other for any reason. I don't believe in that. You raise your hand to me, that's a problem. Like, that's it. I don't even consider you. You know, I went on a date, man, with a girl. We laughing and busting on each other. Then, you know, I said something to the woman. She said something like, I don't know, maybe like, you big-headed boy. And I said, well, your shoes are ugly. Something on that level was going back and forth. Then she stabbed me in the hand with a fork. yeah. I was like, ooh. And this was the first date. But she was a friend of mine, coworker of mine from work. It was his cousin. So I was trying to, you know, we went out dancing a lot of stuff before. So I already, you know, I kind of knew her a little bit. You know what I mean? That first date, that was it for me. I was like, oh, she got some problems. And she did some real problems. After that, I was like, any drama? Like, you can't get past a honeymoon phase without drama? You got to go. Got to go. Peace of mind is a lot. You know, I already got a lot of shit going on. So I'm not dealing with someone else's stuff. Like, you know, I'm trying to get my stuff done too. But like I say, there's two people in the marriage. So the marriage break up, it's two people. But when you go to a marriage counselor and you two trying to fix it up, and one don't want to fix their side, it's because they can't be wrong. And you need to end it. And you need to go. Because the only thing that's going to happen if you stay together is someone going to die, or you're just going to just destroy, make each other miserable for the rest of your life. Or if one of you don't kill each other, then one of you going to die from stress. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if we could ever get married, man, because we always pick crazy women. Like, automatic, yo. It's automatic. If she crazy, we be like, she cute.
No. I'll say one thing, you know, I have picked some good ones, you know what I mean? But
you ain't married them, so you know they weren't that great.
Oh, well, one was like, some of them was because I met them in certain places. You know, we tried a long distance thing, just wasn't gonna work out, but it was great for the time. Other ones, man, was like we just couldn't agree on certain things. You know what I mean? And it was things that we were real adamant about. You know, man. But as people, like, they were the best. You know what I mean? So, but just things that, you know, you're just not gonna have, and we just couldn't agree on it. You know what I mean? We couldn't give on that because that was too much close to the heart. So. And that's the way, but, you know, friends, yeah, still friends, everything's cool. Best people, we treat each other, you know what I mean? But that's just what it is. But
well, you know, if you want to get married again, man, I got one suggestion, Joe. You get ready that R. Kelly look you got going right now with all that pea color in your back.
Oh, this right here.
You all yellow, dog.
Yeah, I gotta get that stuff done. I gotta put some pictures of the stuff, you know what I mean?
Hey, Andre, I think I asked you this question a couple weeks ago, but after 2 divorces, do you still believe in marriage, basically?
Oh yeah, I still believe in it. Wholeheartedly, I still believe in it. You know what I mean? something, a lot of people have problems like all women suck or all men suck. I always say, like, if it's that bad all the time, it's not them, it's you. Because there's something in that characteristic of a knucklehead that you like and that you're attracted to.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I finally had a friend that at the years of being with, like, she had some problems with like guys, and then at the years of being with this one person, finally, it was a guy that was really nice to her, and she said, but he's not my type. You know what I mean? I don't like his type. And I was like, well, the type you've been liking ain't been working for you, so why don't you just go out on a limb? Sometimes these nice guys are really good for you. And she tried it. Best thing she ever did. She said, I'm so glad that I listened to you and some other people, because I was so against it. And now, I mean, he treats her like gold, man. She loves him to death. Helped her out and everything. So, and I see it when I see them. You know what I mean? So I was like, and all of us around, saying, man, we're so happy for you. You know what I mean? But, that's why when people keep on saying, all men, all women, I was like, yeah, because you're the problem. You're the common denominator. Out of all everybody, you're the one common denominator. So you need to fix yourself. Stop picking these people, and then you'll be all right. And she did, and now she's happy. You know what I mean? I think that's one thing we got to do. And then another thing we got to do is this: people who's not married trying to get married, I think, is don't settle. You know what I mean? Don't settle. Like I say, don't give up so much of yourself where there's none of you left to be. You know what I mean? So don't do that. Like, I know you got to work together. Some things you got to maybe give up so you can, so you can make it.
Compromise. It's compromise.
It's compromise, but don't compromise so much where, you know what I mean?
You lose yourself. Right.
You lose yourself in the process, because it'll never work. It'll never work. You know what I mean?
One-sided relationships just don't work, yo. One-sided.
The other person's fulfilled, and you sitting there like an empty gas tank. You know?
Yeah. And I used to see that so much with women, with their men they were with. Especially on the job, I was with 30 years at the gas company. I used to see that so much with the women, man. Some of them were just stuck because they didn't work or nothing. And that's why I was trying to tell my daughter, like, you're going to work. You're going to have your own job, your own money. So in case you meet that idiot, especially her generation, Lord have mercy. So she just turned 30. And I was like, you get those knuckleheads and you can just keep it moving. You know what I mean? You ain't got to depend on them. So I was like, but I see so many women stuck like that just tolerating stuff. And I'm like, there ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be living like. I tell you, man, they working at the gas company, Philadelphia Gas Works, and working at the gas company, told me a lot of stuff in life that I know I will never be having. You know what I mean? And that was one of them. You know what I mean? I was like, and I seen some men like that too. It wasn't just always women. Yeah, I seen a lot of women, but there was some men like that too.
Of course.
Yeah, working for the state, man. I see that all the time as well, man. When I work for the state of Maryland, man. Oh my God. You and not just that, working for Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
The nurses up in there. Husband's a straight bum.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't even work.
Yeah, nurses like bum niggas. I noticed that, yo. They really do.
Like, I used to hear stories all the time, like
all the time.
I remember when Children's Hospital, they got green lighted for this vaccine that they created for children. And we got bonuses. We got, like, it depends on how long you worked there. You worked there for a year, you got $500. Worked there for 2 years, you got $1,000. Worked there for 5 years, which I was there for 5 years. We got $2,500 bonuses. So all of them looked at me and was like, Don, don't tell your wife you got this bonus. I ain't telling my husband. He ain't telling. I was like, what?
That's a job for
the both of you, yo.
Yeah.
Because I did all this overtime. I was already getting like almost 2 G's anyway. So and it was being taxed. I walked away with almost $3,000. I was pissed. And of course I told Trina anyway, because we don't keep secrets, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's how we end up moving down here in Maryland in the first place. Though we took that money, was just like, you know what, put it in the tuck. You know what I mean? And we kind of move. We can move. But it was just weird, like to hearing that, like hide it from your spouse. Wow. All he do is spend money on this and spend money on that. Well, I was like, well, then don't give him any. Or A, or B, tell him to get up and work. But then come to find out, he can't go work because they trapped with like 5 children and they all little ones.
Or they're in a situation where they just don't want to. So many women I've come across, they're scared to start over. So they'd rather have a bum dude who ain't working, that's sitting up in the cut, versus starting all over from scratch to put themselves out there, because that bum dude done took their they've driven their insecurities up by 10,000. And so they don't think they can get a worthy man. So they rather suffer with the bum dude because they think they can't do any better.
Yeah, and then
I don't know about all that. I have a theory about the bum dude, y'all. I think the bum dude has a use. He gives her something. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's always there. He's always home.
A lot of times he's always home. He's a babysitter.
And not just that, he don't care about her going out with her girlfriends.
That's right. He don't care about her going out because he gonna go out. He gonna get his money from her and hang out with the boys.
Them dudes and them mothers be staying home, man. They be stealing with everything on the block, man.
Everything on the block, yo.
Running everywhere.
Using her car to go there.
Yeah,
like baby boy.
To take that girl out, yo. You know what I mean?
Straight up baby boy with Tyrese.
Yo, and these females know about this stuff, man. They don't care. They got what they want.
Well, usually that's because the ones who don't care are the ones who they're doing the same old thing, and they ain't got to.
They free. They free. See, one of them bum brothers. They don't have to care about what he do because they can go off and do what they gonna do.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? There's no loyalty. What do they lose if they kick him out?
Nothing. A babysitter.
Well, a lot of them probably send their kids to daycare. So, you know what I mean? That's all, man. But I think
it is what it is, man. I don't feel sorry for anybody with a bum. You want to, you know, I feel like this. That's what you want, man. Because let me tell you, I've seen a lot of women with bum niggas that had good people. They might have left that good person for the bum. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for nobody for having a bum. You have a bum, you want a bum. You know? Especially if you're a working woman and you're cute. You know what I'm saying? No excuses. Nah.
Yeah, that's what because you know I've seen the vice versa too with the dudes, boy. Come on.
Hey, look, if you got a bum, you want a bum. I've had bums. Yo, I've had bums, and I was very happy with my bum until I wasn't.
Yeah, I ain't happy with no bum. You know what I mean?
You know what? A bum serves its purpose too, though. You know what I mean? To a certain extent, you would take on that bum to a certain extent, but after that purpose is fulfilled, it's time to move on.
Hey, it is what it is. I feel like this, man. You get what you intend to have. You know what I'm saying? If you really want a wife, you look for a wife. You know, I want a wife. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm digging this chick right now, right? I like her a lot, and I was down with her, right? But then she said the magic words: "You have to change your religion." I was like, "What?" If you want to change your religion to my religion, so that you know, and I'm like, all I want to do is talk to a girl, man. Now I gotta change my life just to date you. I gotta change my whole life. No. I always felt that it's supposed to be the other way around. You know what I'm saying? If you know, if I'm in a religion and you dating me, then you're supposed to come to where I am, not me go to where you're at. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just think it's too much to ask somebody to change at 53 years old. If I was in my 20s and I liked her like that, that might have worked. But I'm 53, y'all.
But it's not even about changing religions, though. Like at one point, you should be like, "All right, you believe in your God, I believe in my God."
Yeah, that's it.
Y'all should be.
That's how I feel.
Look, this is where I'm at with that. I don't care if that's what you do. That's what you do. I do what I do. If we like each other that way, God bless it. If not, we just move on. You know what I'm saying? But for me, in order for you to see me, I gotta become
something that I'm not.
Something that I'm not. I gotta change my whole life.
So right then and there, it is doomed. Right then and there, it is already doomed.
Your gas tank is already empty. Your gas tank is already empty.
Because they already
you basically telling me that at 53, I'm still not good enough, yo. I got my own place. I can get a car if I want to. I have had my job for over 20 years, but that's not good enough. Now I gotta change my religion too. No, we're not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, yo. How much is look, if I change my religion for you, then what? Then what I gotta do next?
You gotta shave your head bald.
You know what I'm saying?
I like bald. Oh man, that's the way I like it. We take your beard off. That's why you know what I mean? Once a woman man keep on telling you that you need to do this to be with me, they're telling you already that you're not good enough.
Qualified. You're not good enough.
You don't qualify for what they want.
You do what they want. You know what I'm saying?
And now you're gonna lose yourself and be the most miserable person in the world, whether you're a man or woman.
Once you lose yourself, you never go back to that same person all over again.
Oh, and guess what? I like Aaron, yo. I like Aaron Redmond. I like Aaron Redmond Christian, just the way he is, yo. And I'm like this: if who I am is already not good enough, then there's no point in bothering with you. There's no point bothering with you, man. I ain't asking you for nothing but a date. You came back with change your religion.
That's already then. Look, I'm trying to tell you, man.
It's already over, yo.
Already over.
Look at it this way: she just saved you a bunch of time.
Yes,
a lot of time. And, yo, I ain't gonna lie. At first, I was like, maybe,
he saw that body. That's that body he's looking at, boy.
That's exactly what I was looking at. And this is my thing, right? I don't like when females use their womanly wiles to try to make you something you're not. I'm like, no, baby. It ain't that way. I like you and all that, but
yo, I've seen many a men and many a women do that, man, to people, man. So
and they lose themselves, and then it doesn't end well, man. Why go for that?
And that is well.
I already have the perfect misery. Why am I going to take on someone else's misery? Why am I going to take on your life? You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know if I really like you. All I know is I like the way you talk and walk and look. I don't know anything else about you. You know what I'm saying? And in order to get a date, I gotta change my religion. That's not going to happen. You out your damn mind, yo. You got to go.
Yeah, that's it. I tell myself all the time. Anytime I was trying to change you, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Just ain't gonna work.
I don't know, because Oliver Berry told me, look, Don, you shave your head bald and have one eyebrow. I might think about it, man. I might just go ahead and do it, man. What are the eyebrows for anyway? They don't do anything. Don't accomplish anything.
No. You're gonna give me some sex before I just cut my shit. Look, you give me some sex first.
And it's good. And it's good.
Oh, okay.
That's why I never
look, I know what I'm getting. I know how good it is. I'm good. But you want it after, before the sex, I gotta do all that and cut my eyebrow, and then you be like, we friends. I might punch you in the face, yo. I ain't even violent like that, but that might get me to swinging, yo. I might ask to meet your brother just so I can punch him in the fucking mouth, yo.
That's why
I'm just saying,
alone, man. That's why women.
Shit is crazy, man. Shit is crazy, yo. I love women though. I do want to be married. I still want to. I've always wanted. I don't know. Just the thought of waking up with my baby next to me. You know what I'm saying? That's always been the plan. Always been the plan. But life hasn't made it that way. Life has made it like it's almost like I don't know. It seems like a lot of women they come with a lot of expectations from you and none from them.
Well, yeah, my thing is like, I think what a lot of people do is when they come to like the table, it's always about what can that person do for me.
Yeah.
Instead of what can we do for each other.
That's the new age, though, man. It's like I'm the woman, so you gotta please me every day, all day. The new age seems like that's what they think it is.
But you know, when marriages work, it wasn't like that. Women actually doted over their men. They couldn't wait for them. You know what I'm saying? They did them right. They cooked for them. They couldn't wait to see them come home. They smiled for them when they were in public with them. They didn't embarrass them. They didn't embarrass themselves. You know what I'm saying? They worked them off the way.
Well, you know what you got to think too.
Different now, man.
Well, you got to think too. Back in those days, there was a lot of fucked up men. You know what I mean? So when women had to stay in place, had to stay because they didn't work. They ain't had no prospects. It's like a lot of jobs wouldn't hire women. Hell, back in the 50s and 60s, like back in those days, like if you was a single woman, you couldn't even get a house. The house I'm in now, a woman was single. You know what I mean? Because they said she had babies, she couldn't be able to pay the mortgage, so she actually had to get a lawyer to sue the bank if they wouldn't give her the house, and that's how she got the house as a single woman. So a lot of times back in those days, 56, they had to write then. All they took back in those days was your husband say, "Man, this bitch is crazy." Actually, no, you found out you was in an insane asylum. You know what I mean? So like women had everything.
Look, I get all that. I get all that.
Even before the 50s and 60s, back in like the old times, she's a witch.
I get all that. I get all the stuff that was unfair that was done to a few chicks. I get it.
Huge.
I get it.
True.
It happened. Things happened back then. What I'm saying now is, what are we going to do now, though? I mean, if we base everything on, back then you did. Well, no, man. Everybody wasn't doing that. Everybody wasn't beating up their wife. Everybody wasn't going around being a hoe. It wasn't like every corner, 5 out of 6 families is fucked up. It wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying?
But then, that's why, like, when, women had to be happy in what they had because jobs wasn't hiring them because they were women. Do you know what I mean? So
that's all well and fine, but overseas is totally different. Like, they dope for their men. Them men don't have shit, man. And half the time the women do have to work in order to keep their life together. It's not about whether they'll be independent. It's the mindset. It's like now it's like all men are shitty. They say it so much that it's like a chant.
The anthem.
They not just the women. The little girls say it because their moms teach it to them. This is what I'm saying. I don't see how we're going to be able to solve this problem that we're starting to have if everybody's like out for me.
I think that's pretty much what it is. I think for me, I think men has done so much, had the power for so long, they just do whatever they want. And I think now, since women are in the workforce, now they going to college and now they can fend for themselves and they're like, fuck it. Like, if you want to be a dick, I'm out because I make my own money.
But how about they do that to the ones that ain't a dick too? They do it to it's just become.
I just think like I just think now,
Cannon fodder. Sometimes you're just cannon fodder, man.
yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
you're
I
in a
mean,
line of fire. I mean, it
because,
happens.
because you got
I'm
that
gonna tell you what I really think happened, yo.
one, because the one you picking, you know what I mean? That's it.
I'll tell you what I really think happened. Once these fools started telling women that it was okay to have babies outside of wedlock, that's when everything started going crazy.
But that's been
Because
going on for years, though.
yes, and this problem has been going on ever since that started.
Mm-hmm.
In the 60s, 80% of black people were married. Now 80% of us are divorced, or well, not married, right? Now, only 1 out of 4 black women will get married in their lifetime. That means 75% of black women will never be married. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that something went down that changed the way we all think. You know what I'm saying? Something went down after the 60s, between the 60s and the 70s. All of us changed our mind about what marriage is. All of us, things changed, and the government even got involved in to make it safe for women who had babies out of wedlock. So,
mm-hmm. Well, I think too. Well, I think a lot of stuff too. I don't think that's for me. I don't think that's the major problem. I think the major problem for marriage is that women, they don't have to be stuck in their role anymore. They can go do you get an asshole. For me, the reason why it is the way it is.
You ain't an asshole though, Andre. Were you an asshole in both your marriages? That's why you got.
You know what I mean? From time to time, you know what I mean. We had our both went through some ways. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna put them all on them. You know what I mean? I had a little place in it too. I mean, mostly them, but I still have some, some involvement in it. You know what I'm saying?
A reaction to an action.
Yeah. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? But but then I picked the second one I picked, God told me no, and I did anyway. So a lot of times, you get married knowing that it probably ain't gonna work out.
What you getting yourself into? Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, here's my thing. Here's my real thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't really a lot of wives out there anymore, man.
Yeah. For me, I always say, for me, people who blame one side the most all the time for me is the person who's the problem. Because to me, if the one side is always fucked up, whether you're a man or a woman, because you like that fucked up individual. And that's how I feel about it. You like the fucked up individual, and then that's the ones who always complain about the other side. Because you're a fucked up individual. That's why you keep on picking these fucked up people. And these messed up people.
Crazy recognize crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And me, I'm like, you can't criticize all women or all men because of what you prefer. Because there's something in that characteristic that you prefer that is always ruining yourself. Like my homegirl.
I can tell you what my problem is. I can tell you what my problem is. For real. My problem is I like pussy, y'all. I like pussy. I do. I like it. That's my real problem. Because if I didn't like it, I wouldn't give a damn about how they do. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I like the warmth of a woman. I like the smell of a woman. I like the way they make you feel. I like all that stuff. I like the way you feel when they smile at you.
Mm-hmm. But the problem is,
but I think the problem is a lot of women know that. So some women do it with a different intention. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know. I think dating for marriage now is way harder than it's ever been.
Well, if you're dating for marriage, you never find a person you're supposed to be with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think.
Yeah. But where do you find that, yo?
I think the reason why it's so hard now because it used to be just one side could say something and be rolled out, but now men and women can say "fuck it." If it's fucked up, I'm out. Because used to be that whoever made the less money, whether today man or woman, you know what I mean, they had to stay because that's all they had. But now with education and all that stuff and everything, or I get a job here, I get a job there. I ain't got time where it used to be where I would work together, because we're both going to lose something. You know what I mean? Well, now it's like you decide to say, well, F you, I'm out. It's like something. That's why a lot of marriages, when they start having a little bit of problems,
They run.
Everybody's out because I don't need you anymore to survive. You know what I mean? And I think that's it in a nutshell. You know what I mean? Like I think for the main thing, the way marriage is now is, women don't got to stick around like they used to. They just don't have to because they got jobs now and and they got degrees. So women don't have to take shit like they used to. You know what I mean? And then, it used to be like, so now if they stay and they try, it's because they really love you and they want to try and make it work. And if they don't, then it's just it. Like, and then some people, and the way the day is with all this social media, all this craziness and all this, people are just tired. So they're just looking for, like, sometimes not reality where everything's supposed to be hunky-dory all the time, and it's not. And when those times come, you're supposed to come together, go to a marriage counselor if you have to, go to your pastor or your priest or whoever you are. You know what I mean? Or religious person.
That all sounds good. That all sounds good.
I'm saying
here's my thing, right?
But that's what it is.
Most of the women in our community, right? They got kids by the time they're in the mid-20s, right?
I don't know about all that, but go ahead.
Yeah, they have kids by the time they're in the mid-20s, most of them. Outside of wedlock. So my thing is, how do you, if you have kids out of wedlock, and you go up to another man, you know what I'm saying? That man got to deal. See, this is why I really think a lot of people want to get married. Because of the kids, If you have kids out of wedlock, that man he ain't just marrying you. He's a stepfather now. So first of all, you are a bill. Let's just face it, a woman's a bill. Now, not only is she a bill, but now she got kids. Those are bills too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, fine. We got, we got an instant family, fine. But here's the thing. If we got an instant, why am I getting treated like I'm the one who divorced you? Who had your baby? You know what I'm saying? Why is it that I gotta pay for all the crimes that this dude did? You know what I'm saying? Why ain't I like doted over? I took on your kids and you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem I have. I ain't saying you're a bad person because you had kids. I don't care about that. What I'm saying is the attitude that you get when you're trying to date women with babies. First of all, look, I gotta pay for the house. I gotta pay for your kids. I can't even punish your kids without permission. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of reasons why men don't get married. There's a lot of reasons. But I think the real reason for me is the lack of cooperation, I'm in here I'm giving you all my goods, all my goods. But the best you can come up with is what you don't want to do and what you're not going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's really a big reason why a lot of us don't bother. Me, I never bothered marrying any of the women I was with because the way you act.
Now, for me, I didn't care if they had kids or not. Well, I had a kid anyway.
I didn't care. I didn't care about the kids. The kids had nothing to do with it. I love the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way you act in the position that I'm in. Let me put it this way. I can tell you what happened to me. Lois, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love that chick. I was going to marry that chick. But she kept doing stupid shit, She kept doing really bad financial things.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't keep her health right, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to marry her, but I wasn't going to marry a problem.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And I had to deal with the fact that she had a kid, and I love the kid. But this is the worst part of it. instantly, my family can be taken away from me and I'll be right back to where I was. And it happened. You know what I'm saying? Not only did I lose my girl that was going to be my wife, but I lost a child that was going to be my son. You understand what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons why a lot of Black men ain't getting married, because of those different type of situations. People don't, I think the females, they don't even look at you like that's a big deal.
See, I don't think it's just Black. I think that's all.
I don't care about, I don't date outside my race. Why would I give a fuck about what white people doing?
Mm-hmm.
All I care about is my woman, and this is how she treat me. So I don't think, I'm not calling it a Black issue. I'm just saying it's a real issue that need to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the reasons why people don't get married, and it's one of the reasons why marriages don't work.
I think, for me, I think marriages don't work. I think it's because it's basically the people involved, and it's two adults involved. Whether it's children involved or not, it's the two adults.
Marriages don't work because of false advertising.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the flaws. False advertising. You advertise this beautiful oasis.
Yes.
When I go to drink the water, it's mud.
Yeah.
Like got lead in it. This got lead in it.
I think I'll also add that there's unrealistic expectations on both sides.
Yeah.
Like I would love to try to say, well, women expect guys to be, 6'5" and be built like,
The Rock.
right.
Yeah.
And be making six figures, stuff like that. But at the same time, we have unrealistic expectations as well, because some dudes are stuck in an old school mentality. Like once we get married, all the house chores and stuff all become to the women all of a sudden. Like, she's gonna cook, she's gotta keep the house clean, especially if they're the ones making more money. Like it's all of a sudden women has to take all these traditional from the 50s responsibilities, where it shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? It should be.
That's funny because I do all the housework, and be honest with you, I made way more money than my wife, but I would still do the housework. I like things. I'm OCD. I like things a certain way all the time. So when I see somebody else messing with what I do, it drives me crazy. You know what I mean? So I always did all the housework, and it wasn't like that at first. At first, Trina did all the housework, and then she also did the washing and drying the clothes. But my OCD messed with me so much that when she finished washing the clothes, she would fold them a certain kind of way and then put them in my drawer, and I hated it. And like I would literally take everything out the drawer, unfold it, and fold it back the way I like it. So that drove her crazy as well. I said, from now on, I'll take care of the laundry. Please do not touch my clothes anymore because you're doing it wrong. So yeah, so I'm not gonna lie. I'll do mostly the housework. I always have though. I always been that because I'm an older sibling. So I always had to keep the house clean. I always had to do laundry. I always had to cook. So that was always been my job anyway. So I'm used to doing that, with my wife. So I can understand that part of it. But at the same time, like you say, that's an unexpected kind of what's the word?
Reality.
Reality, not even reality. A goal that you think you're gonna put on somebody. That's, like Rob said, that's a crazy. Like as soon as you get married, you gonna do all this.
That's the same. My thing is what we are before we got married. You know what I'm saying? The routines. After we get married, well, you pretty much know what each other's routine gonna be. That ain't gonna really change. So my thing is, like, when people get married, a lot of times they become worse in their personalities.
Nobody changes for the better. It changes for the worse.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It gets more condensed. Like you get a version you ain't never thought was there of that craziness. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I think
Because some people think it's supposed to drastically just change. Like you think when you get married, the mayor comes to your house with this plaque and he says, "Good job." Now, from this point on, this is everybody's job and this is everybody's duty. You signed this application, so this is the job that you signed up for.
I
And that's
just think like before you get married, before you even think about going that far, that you should just
had that
figure out,
conversation.
have them conversations about kids, what you're gonna name them.
All
Like,
the conversation.
is my wife gonna watch the kids until they're 5 years old? You know what I mean, and then go back to work. You know what I mean, or
That was us.
yeah, because that's what I was gonna do with my daughter's mom. You too. You know what I mean. So I made plenty of money for the both of us. So you know what I mean. She didn't have to work, but I figure, the stuff that goes on. You want to watch your child, make sure your child fine, especially if you got a little girl. So her staying home, I made my child's cool. Child can talk. You know what I mean. It's on the fine. Child can talk. Write stuff down. Everything. So off the daycare. Now we both working. Now we both doing stuff. Now we both making money. Now we're getting to the point where we're married 20 years. We got this nest egg. We did some business ventures together. We're making everything great. And that's pretty much how it's supposed to go. You know what I mean? But, when people don't, I think a lot of time mess things up is like you don't have that talk about, are we going to have a joint account? We're going to have separate accounts. You know what I mean? We got separate accounts and a joint account that we both had to sign in order to get money out. You know what I mean? So there's one person. Are we going to, like the furniture, how you like the house painted? Like for me, I didn't care how the house looked. You painted all pink with pink chandeliers. I didn't care. As long as my basement was the man cave. That's the only thing I cared about. You know what I mean? So I care less how you did the rest of that. But those are things you had to have them conversations on. You know what I mean? So, and I think, raising children, what we gonna name them? You know what I mean? How many do you want? You know what I mean? Because she might not want any. Or she might just want one. And for some dudes, like, they had a girl, they like, well, shit, I want a son. I want to have another kid. And they were like, oh, no, I told you only want one. So, and then you have one places too where some guys, when they get together, like, I don't never want to get married. The woman or the man, I don't never want to get married. And then you've been together for like 10 years. Like, what I'm saying, well, I want to get married, right? Well, don't get mad at the other person if they don't want to, because they told you straight from the door they never want to be married. So that person never changed their mind. You can't be mad. Like, what I don't understand is when someone tells the other person that, what they're not going to do, and then later on down the road, the other person wants to get them to change their mind, and it don't happen, they get angry. They told you what it was going to be about. You know what I mean? So you got to accept it or you just move on. And I think that's, and that's a hard thing because a lot of people want to be with that person so bad.
If they could change that one thing, they'd be perfect.
Yeah, see the one thing be perfect. And I think, and what the thing is, they'll say, you know what? I'm gonna be with that person, but I'm gonna change him. I'm gonna change her. And then when it don't go, you the most evilest bastard or evilest bitch. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, I'm the same person you met. Is that you just couldn't change me into what you wanted me to be. So you should have left me alone from the giddy up. You know what I mean? And try something else. Or you should have asked me, would I even consider this thing that you want? You know what I mean? Because maybe it wasn't that big thing to me. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Or something. But you never asked. You just changed. Or you asked, didn't like the answer, and then you're like, well, I'm gonna change them anyway. They're gonna be with me. I'm gonna love them. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be the best lover they ever had. I'm gonna treat them real great. Cook for them and take them out and mow the lawn. Get her a new car. Whatever. And none of that matters because they're still not gonna change that thing that they want. Whether man or woman. So I think when it comes to marriage, people, like you say, people have all these expectations, and they never talked about half of this stuff before they even got married. What they're gonna do? And now that they're married, well, we're married now. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do. It don't work that way. Like I know some marriages where women mow the lawn and the man does the dishes. So you know what I mean. So, but that works for them. And that works for them because you don't mind doing dishes.
Somebody who match you, man. Yeah, I just haven't found somebody who matched me yet, yo.
That's all it is. But then we got to stop picking in the wrong barrels. You know what I'm saying? So
you know what that barrel is? That barrel, that's the barrel of coochie and fun, yo. That's what the barrel is, yo. And that's a hard barrel to do. It's always there.
I tell them us all the time, man, just, the nice ones, they got the Gucci in the front too. Is that you just ain't always the bad boys or bad girls do. And that's the problem with a lot of people. You know what I mean? I think just look for what you want and just don't settle. And that's how I feel now. So hopefully I get married before I die, but if I don't, I'm cool. I'm cool with it. Because I have my peace of mind, because that's all that matters to me. When I come in my house, that's supposed to be my sanctuary. It ain't supposed to be somewhere where I'm supposed to be arguing with somebody constantly, fighting or yelling or, no. That's supposed to be a sanctuary. When I see you, as soon as I see your face, I have calm come over my body. Peace and calm come over my body.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to get home to see you, because I know you're going to make me feel the greatest. You know what I mean? So, you're supposed to do that yourself, but it's good to have one to have you on your bad days. So that's why I feel that marriage.
I always wanted that come home thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Come home to my baby. We have a talk. We tell each other what happened today. That's what I always wanted. But you know what? I think I just I'm impatient. Like I just can't. Sometimes I'll be like, well, if I can't have that, I'll just take the coochie. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be real honest. Now at this age, I want to marry, man. Like if I'm dating now, I'm dating toward a marriage, yo. I ain't dating because we just want to see if we like each other. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Dating towards marriage now, man. If you see me with somebody, and y'all know y'all never really see me with anybody, but if you see me with somebody, believe me, that's going toward marriage, yo.
Mm-hmm.
It's going toward, because I don't see the point in. I'm old now, man. I just want, like I said, man, I want what I've always wanted. That's to wake up to my baby and just keep going. You know what I'm saying? And keep the day fresh and happy and this stuff. And right now, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I'm pretty damn happy right now. I'm pretty damn. Not only I don't have nobody. You know what I mean? I'm not dating. I'm not sexing with nobody. I'm just cold, just Netflix and me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So right, so I'm like, I like my life, and I just want to share that with somebody who likes that kind of life. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's just happy with themselves. They don't need to travel the whole world. I don't understand all this traveling shit these women. All I ever hear women talk, I got to travel. I got to travel for what? Where you going? Like, I get it, you know what I'm saying? But you want to travel like you got millions of dollars travel.
Let me tell you something, man. It's the brokest woman to go everywhere, yo.
I know.
Everywhere. Yeah, I know this woman. We work for the state. The woman made about as much money as I made. And I didn't work. I didn't work in the state long because I wasn't making any money. Now the benefits was beautiful, but the money making was not there. But she went everywhere. She's been to Rome. She's been to Greece. She's been to Africa. She's been everywhere. But
she might have had a.
No. She's alone. She don't mess with anybody. She's a cat lady.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is that she said that I may not have anybody, but I go wherever I want all.
Yeah, that was the price. There's the price of having nobody. You're like, I'd rather go everywhere. And I get it. Look, I get it because there are some people that's what they do. But I'm talking about chicks, that ain't what they do, dog. They ain't traveling like that. You know what I'm saying? But they want you to give them that life that they friends have. You know what I mean? And I'm like, come on, yo. Come on. If you ain't giving it to yourself, why you expect someone else to give it to you, yo?
Exactly.
And guess what? You could get it if you just settled for someone in your tax bracket. Y'all can combine money and go, yo. You know what I'm saying? But these chicks, they be like, no, it's all on you. I be like, no, you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out, dog. I ain't going to go broke because you want to go to Mexico. I'm just not. It don't make sense to me, yo. But there's a lot of women who don't care about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good not being married. until I find the right one, because I've seen what happens. I've seen what happens when you found the wrong one. You know what I'm saying? I've seen what happens with my brothers. You know, I've seen what happens even when you happy with one. I'll be like, I don't want that one though. You know what I mean? I've seen happy people with marriages I would never be able to have. You know what I'm saying? But they're happy, and I'm happy for them. You know what I mean? But eventually one day, you know what I mean? Either that or I'll just become an old ass fuck boy. I don't know which one I want to do.
Man, you can't be no sugar daddy, man. You just gotta look. You gotta look for somebody somewhere else.
Fuck boy is not sugar daddy. Those are two different things, yo.
No, they're not. No. Fuck boy is another word for.
It's a whole other world, brother.
Out there doing whatever you want when you want. It's truly what the word means. It's truly what the word means.
It's truly what it means. But it's all good. Yo, man, we are way past the hour. There's only 4 of us, and we don't talk the whole hour and a half, man. We've done enough. I'm grateful for you guys showing up on the day before Thanksgiving, man. Get that turkey tomorrow, have some good foods, get your vittles, you know what I'm saying? Enjoy your fam. Me and Andre, Joe Don, you gonna be on Division 2 tomorrow?
Hell yeah, why wouldn't I be? This is my castle.
Look, I ain't got no woman and no children. I'm be over here just
I was stepping in quick, telling me, hey man, you ain't get on the game today because it's Thanksgiving.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. I love being single and having no women and children and able to get on the game and then play some. Look,
you hear that woman? You hear what I said?
Tomorrow is to come down, right? Cook me some turkey thighs. Cook me some potatoes and get some collard greens. You know what I'm saying? And if I want to, I'll pull out a bagel or something. I don't care. I don't feel like cooking no cornbread. But you know, I'm gonna make my own little Thanksgiving. Then I'm gonna hang with the fam, playing some division. You know, that's the plan. You gonna be on there, Ash?
Yeah, I think I will be. I'll see. I think so.
You're gonna try to get Tone, have a foursome, man.
No, Tony gonna be on there. Tony is top.
Tony was dead. Tony was dead
until next Sunday, man.
Well, that's it. Rob, you play Division 2, Rob?
Say it again.
You play Division 2?
The video game.
The video game. Oh yeah, actually I have. When it first came, I think when the first one came out, I got into that. And I was playing it online, and I just couldn't get that far. Like I wasn't playing it with nobody. I was just kind of doing it on myself. I know it's I got into the game because I was like, man, this is an open world experience and all this other type of stuff. But yo, the first couple of dudes I came across, they lit me up, and it's like this ain't fun no more.
You run with us though, man. You good? Believe me when I tell you.
Push my ways away, and then doing a whole lot of killing.
Do I have to have a PlayStation 4 online account, or just because I play World of Warships and I don't need a PlayStation online account? Do I need that for Division?
I think you do. You need a PlayStation online account to play with us. Yeah.
No. Don't they do that on computers? You can still play Division 2 with us on computer if you have a computer, right?
I thought you had to. I don't know. I thought you had to have PlayStation.
On PS4, there's no cross play for PC players, man.
Oh,
that's
not?
Only for Call of Duty they do that for, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Call of Duty got the cross play, but on what's the name? Yeah, you got to rock it with PC. If you you got a PC, Rob?
I do. It should be like right now I'm on my work computer, but I do have a desktop that should be halfway decent when it comes to what I consider that. What's that? Third person shooter with Division? Yeah. So it's like I think it should be able to run that. I just haven't tried to run any like high graphic games in a minute. And the game that computer's like darn near 8 years old now.
Oh yeah, this is a high graphic game. I give you that.
You game on a PC or a PS4? What did you game on?
I World of Warships. I do PS4 because I don't have to have an online account. And
you put it online for free?
Yeah, there's a couple games like Star Trek Online. I don't have to pay for an online account. Like I said, Water Warships. There's a couple games that you don't need an account. Whereas, if I had to do like Call of Duty or something,
Yeah, you gotta.
you
Yeah,
definitely have to have an account.
and Division's online only, so yeah, that's the bad part about Division.
But you love that game.
I swore I played that versus people. I gotta look into that again
Oh
because
yeah, you can. It's called DZ. It's called a Dark Zone.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Zone, and also it's PvP too as well. It is PvP on there,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't mess with it because it's a lot of corny dudes out there that got these crazy loadouts, and you be like, I know you're doing something more than what you're supposed to be doing, but I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah, as soon as you aim, you blow up. You go to aim, you blowed up, you dead already, yo. I tried. I went there one time with my weak ass build and shit. I'm like, I'm gonna kick some map. Boom!
Yeah, the dark zone is nothing to mess with, man. The dark zone is nothing to mess with. You gotta go explore.
What you calling it that bad though? What's the other one? It's not the Dark Zones. The other one was like 4 against the other 4.
Hey, that's PvP.
Yeah, it's PvP one. I forgot the name of it. What's the name of it though? But it's PvP. Player against player.
All I can
forget the name of
say
it.
is back in the day, I used to be a beast in Left 4 Dead and Unreal Tournament. And again, that was
his favorite game. Left 4 Dead is his favorite game, man.
I used to give people trouble.
Oh my god! And I saw her play online too, and I was like, "Yeah, that's serious."
Mm-hmm. What game? What game you talking about?
Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead. Y'all know I don't play. Look, y'all know the only reason I got it was because I got an operation and the pandemic came on. I had no thing to do, but and there was no way I would be around y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got a PS just to be around the fam, yo.
But yo, I ain't gonna lie, you beat it up real fast though. I say after about 3 to 6 months, you was regular. You was regular.
Yeah, I'm regular on this game anyway.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'll get y'all credentials from Aaron, and I'm gonna see what I can do.
Okay.
Like I said, the skills didn't go away. I just gotta put the jacket back on. You know,
we can always get you to our level. You know, we can always get you our level quick.
Oh, we'll get you at our level quick. But you gotta get used to controls. That's all, man. Once you get used to the controls, you good.
No, but Rob's the gamer anyway, so he never lose that.
Nope.
And you was never a gamer.
Yeah, that's true. I played guitar. I didn't do none of those game stuff for 30 years before I started playing again. So
once you're if you're a gamer, you never lose it. You gotta get back to doing it again. That's all.
Oh, trust me, it can come back real quick.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
It ain't been that long.
Division, Division is not like Call of Duty, whereas though you got to worry about people drop shooting you
or camping and stuff like that.
Division, they come after you. Period. They coming after you.
And they coming. But like we don't never play person against person. We play the game. We play the computer. The AI.
There's enough people chasing your ass. You don't be missing nobody fake for real life, yo.
The AI is so crazy in Division. You don't miss PvP at all. No. And
the worst one
level too. So that's why the AI be going crazy. You play on the highest level.
Yeah, and I tell you, man, and it's the 2 women, man. They the worst on that game because they
charge you, they kill you, yo.
They electrocute you, they shotgun you to death, boy. They come charging too. They ain't scared, bro. They come and put it down, yo. I let them
to your back.
They try to come real quick, boy.
Yeah, they put them. Oh, you mad fat, yo. Me and Uncle Aaron was playing the other day. The new global event is reanimated, man.
Oh yeah,
coming back to life on it.
Yeah, they come back to life. You kill them once, they come back to life on you.
Oh, this is on the PS4, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got you. All right, I'm gonna look into it. It ain't that much bread to do a quick 6 month, online account or whatever like that. And I haven't played online, like I said. Besides, it's been a minute. Usually, me and my son bust out the PS3 so we could do split screen for one of the older Call of Duties or whatever like that. So you can't get split screen on stuff on the PS4.
PS3 game I ever played, it had to be what was that game called? We played on Twisted Metal.
Oh, dude, we can talk. Twisted Metal 2 got me through college.
Oh yeah,
Twisted Metal
man,
2 got me.
man.
This is 1996.
Yes, sir.
Twisted Metal 2 got me and my roommate. This is how we survived. We played it
I was a cop car all the time. I was a cop car, bro. I
No,
was a
dude.
cop car.
Thumper.
Oh, is that the one with the clown?
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron was,
Sweet Tooth. His name is
Aaron was
Sweet
a dump
Tooth.
truck.
Thumper.
Sweet Tooth.
I was lighting people up with Thumper.
Oh, you like
Yeah,
Thumper?
yeah.
I like Warhog. I was Warhog.
That was my roommate.
Aaron was a dumper. Aaron was a dumper boy. He loved the dumper joint.
Yeah, I used to like Dumper. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I was a cop, man. I was love the cop joint.
That car didn't have no that body was weak, man. You needed something that was either had a real strong special like Thumper or
Yep.
the boy, like I said, Warhog had the powerful special and he had armor.
Yeah.
So that's why my roommate picked that. But every once in a while we would mix it up
Oh yeah.
just for
No,
kicks.
I
my
like
police
Twister
joint,
too.
man.
I like Twister as my secondary.
Twister could be a problem if he catch you in like a closed off area.
Oh my!
Yeah.
In a building.
Yeah, in
You
a
know,
building
on
you
a
get
rooftop.
Oh
It's
yeah.
over. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
why I never went certain places, man. That's how I love my cop car. That would take my out, yo.
The
I
best,
was
thing
a
about,
cop
the
boy.
best thing about Twisted Metal, it had you 4 screens on one TV, man.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
I played the guy in the motorcycle dude. That was Iron boy, man. He had a sickle joint, boy. Tear your ass up. You can take him out quick, but he was fast.
Yeah.
And then, but he
But
had
yeah,
to hit you pull you up.
So you're talking about the one, the 4-player one was on PS3. I'm going back to the original
It was split
PlayStation
screen, though. Yeah, PS2 was playing.
that had right that just had that. Whereas I do have that. I still have that one because me and my sons played the. No lie, I still got the PS2 of Twisted Metal 2 just for even though I don't own a PS2 no more, just for nostalgia. I still have it's called Twisted Metal Black, and
That's the one we played all the time.
that's
Twisted
the one
Metal
with the
Black.
4 players.
Yeah,
And me and
that's
my
the one we
sons
played all
play
the
that.
time.
We never beat it.
Now, do you have like okay? You know, I ain't aware of the different technologies between the years, but is it the same? Is it a disc that you put in, or is it something else that you do?
It's a disc.
It's this. And the one we played all the time was Twisted Metal Black. That's the one we played all the time.
All right.
Yeah,
Now
like
the one that came after that one sucked
It
because
did.
once you got your stuff, you lost it if you didn't get on the game for a while.
Yep.
Oh no.
And that just ruined it.
Yeah,
That just
the
ruined the
ranking
game
system,
totally.
yeah,
That's
the
why
ranking
people ain't buy
system was whack. The ranking system was whack. The new one.
it. Yeah, and if you ain't pay for a week, you lost all your ranking. And you had to get it all back again.
Oh man, they messed up the game. They messed up the people.
And that's why I didn't make any money.
That's why we stopped playing. That's why we played it for a little bit. We was ranking up real quick. Next thing you know, we got back on the game.
They probably started that because of American Online. Remember when American Online had all those what is it?
No, it was to keep you playing the game and buying stuff. That's why.
Yeah, they had games where you had to be online or in American Online in order to play them. And then Facebook came out not too well after that, and then they had I think the first one on Facebook that I remember was the Mafia Wars, and you had to always keep playing that in order to like there was always something new you had to get. You always had to get all these trinkets and all this kind of stuff, and by the time you know. They had crews, they had mafias with 3,000 people in it, you know, like real people. Yeah, actual people like they in the mind. I remember that game, man, and I used to love it. But after a while, I realized I was always playing it. I was there every day. I had to be on it every day, or else, like I would lose shit. And I was like, you know what? Hell that game.
Too much. Yeah, it was just too much. So.
Well, that's why I end up canceling my Xbox 360 account online because I was playing Left 4 Dead every night. I had my headset on and I was arguing with teammates and stuff like that. And I was never getting to play my other Xbox games. I said, I'm never going to play these other games as long as I play Left 4 Dead 2 every night. So finally, I let my account expire, which was I had to jump through hoops to cancel my Xbox 360 online account. But anyway, I got rid of that and I finally started playing my other games because I was addicted.
Yo, Left 4 Dead is like it's the epitome of what the other games do now. Literally. Left 4 Dead.
What was it about?
It's a zombie game.
Xbox.
Oh, Rob, you had to leave at 8:30, didn't you?
Well, I mean, I ain't going nowhere. I just want to watch TV. But
Oh,
I'll wrap it up like this. The makers of Left 4 Dead, a couple of the creators made a new game called Back for
Back for
Blood,
Blood. Yep.
and people say it's as good as you're gonna get with the newer game systems as Left 4 Dead. Nothing's never gonna be perfect because Left 4 Dead, when you play it online, you can switch to the infected zombies. But they
Oh, for
say,
real?
yeah, that's what.
Like when they had like team versus team, so one was one's the humans and one's the zombies.
But
Oh.
at the end of the round, it will flip. So you
Yep.
try to get from point A to point B, and they try to stop you. And then when it flips, you try to stop them from getting point A to B, and that's what made the replayability so hot. Because if you had some online teammates that was on point, you could go the whole way. If you had
You
some,
can run the gamut.
yeah.
You're right, man. You can run the whole gamut, man.
Whereas,
Yeah.
if you had some selfish teammates that left you behind or fell too far behind or whatever like that, you go back to resting them. All of a sudden, somebody's setting you up, and you getting the smoker like me would be choking you out from half a board away or something like that. Yo, that game was lots of fun.
That was Gears of War.
That was my game. That's the only game I liked on Xbox was Gears of War.
Yeah, I know you come over the house all the time to play that. He came on my house.
Yeah, I came on time. So,
Beat
just
the
to play
first
that
two.
game.
Beat the first two Gears of War.
Yeah, the first two. Yeah, the
Yep.
first two. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That
like-
was doing-
This could keep going forever and ever, fellas.
I'm gonna get that account, fellas.
All right, man.
Y'all enjoy
All
your
right,
holiday.
All right,
you
I'll
too.
send Rob y'all numbers. All right.
All right.
All right, y'all take it easy.
All right,
Stay
y'all.
safe.
Everybody, thanks for coming, yo. It was a great little show, yo. Just the four of us hanging tight, doing it right, like four brothers of the night. Y'all go have a good one, man. Have a great Thanksgiving. Love y'all.
Y'all too,
All
man.
right,
Take it easy.
All right, now.